21. Can you do something for me? Anyways, hello. Hello. Let me move my mic over and get everything together. Hi, everyone. I promised that I would come back today, and here I am. But let me tell you right now, it is really hot in my apartment for some reason. I'm sitting here underneath these lights, and it's hot. Let me see. What was it today? What was the weather? Ooh, 69. And it's supposed to rain tomorrow. I mean, I just can't wait to get into like some summer here in the Minneapolises. Hi, Sarah. So as normal, we are going to wait for more people to come into the room and we'll get started once we have, I think, what do I get started when I have 40 people in the room? And that takes about 6.5, 7 minutes. So we'll get started then. Hi, Mordecai. Hello. We are doing 90 day. I'm doing this at 8 and I'm doing 90 day at 9. This is almost a week old. So, 90 day happened on Sunday. This happened last Friday. So I got to get this one first. Hi, Tracy. Hello. Where do you live? Oh, if you live on the East Coast, you don't have to tell me where you live. But if you live on the East Coast, then I'm making you wait till 10. Hi, Jasmine. Hi, Amy. So, y'all, don't worry. We're going to get through this real quick. Okay. I'm pretty sure most of y'all watched or listened to my podcast, DocuSweetie. So you kind of already know my opinion of it. Did you ever do recap of the episode before this? Jasmine. Of course I did not. Girl. I'm bizarre. Hi, Joy. AKA JW. Jasmine. I've been busy. Jasmine. Okay, let me put you on pause or mute real quick. You tell the other girlies where I'm at. Oh my God, we're already at 20 people. I love y'all. I need to get a fan or something. Put the air on. Some girl. It's hot. You see this bit of steam? It's hot. Amy, I don't know if I got it from you. When did you send it to me? Today? Last week? If it's last week, then yes. Today, I don't see anything today. Sometimes it gets put into other accounts because I have 2 accounts that have Zelle, but I don't see it. But it's fine. I'm sure it'll show soon. Hello, everyone. Okay. Oh my God, we're already at 6.5? Okay, 7. We'll get started at 7. I got 30 seconds to get my life together. That's not going to happen. Okay. How did I end up in Minnesota? I ended up in Minnesota because it was a job offer and I took it. Hi, Hi, Wahinas. Hi, Dedra, as I call it, or Dedra. Hi. We're going to get started later. I want to get 40 people in the room. 40. Girl, get you an ice cream sandwich, okay? Delicious. Yeah, I checked my thermostat and it's 76 degrees in here, which is why I'm burning hot, okay? 76 degrees in this 450 by whatever. That's too hot for this little space. Let's get myself together. Let's get professional. Remember when I had time to edit videos? Ugh. Girl, life has changed, okay? I do not have the time doing so many different things. LaShonda, hello. Welcome. You made it. You did. That's true. That's a fact. 29 people. Maybe we're not going to get it. Maybe nobody cares about life after lockup anymore. Well, let's start at 8:30. Meaning 8:30, 8 minutes and 30 minutes in, 30 seconds in. 20 seconds. Let's bring up my notes so that I can have all the información. Listo para ti. Hey guys, it's Wahima, but just call me Wah. Melanated! Welcome to my recap of Life After Lockup. This is season 4, episode 50. I do or I don't. Or I do, I don't. Who knows? My name is Wah. If you are new to my channel, I do recaps of relationship reality TV shows such as Life After Lockup, Love After Lockup, Love During Lockup, 90 Day Fiancé, Before the 90 Days, Love in Paradise, Happily Ever After, Single Life, Seeking Sister Wives, Seeking Brother Husband. So if you are at all interested in that content, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and don't forget to share on any social media platform that you deem fit. Welcome to the family. Hi. Okay. So, first couple that we are going to talk about are Sarah and Sean. So, you guys, in this episode, Sarah has no makeup on. It is the first time that you and I have seen her barefaced. And we're like, oh, she purty. She purty. Now, she's going to get her tetas done. And Sean is like, I don't know if this is happening because you're like Anthony, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, shut up. Just put me in the car and let's go. So now Sean's going to have to be responsible for himself and that baby. And we know Sean doesn't take care of not one of his children emotionally or physically. He only takes care of them financially sometimes if he's not pissed off at the mom, right? So we're all worried for baby Adelaide. We are worried for her and her chubby cheeks, okay? So they go to drop the baby off at the grandma's house while he takes her to get her surgery. And he's like, I'm not talking to your mom because she lied to me. And Sarah's like, why would you be mad at my mom? I told her not to tell you. And her allegiance is to me. Also, my mom low-key hates you and thinks that I shouldn't have gotten with you. So, like, why would she ever side with you and tell you that I was having Anthony to your house, to her house, to talk with Abby? Now, my sneaky suspicion that Abby actually lives with the grandma, I feel like is very valid. I don't know if they're different school districts or just because that's where Abby has grown up and lived her whole entire life. Maybe having a life with Abby and the new baby is difficult because Abby's like in a different age range and like, you know, sometimes when you have kids, like one's playing soccer and one's sucking on a pacifier, it sometimes can be a little difficult, you know? And who knows for all the reasons why Abby may not live with Sarah. I'm not here to speculate on that. I'm just here to make fun of Sean, truthfully. So the mother's like, I ought to just punch him in his face. And I said, oh, that's the first thing that I don't know, her name is Karen, Cheryl. I don't know what this mother's name is. That's the first and only thing that she and I will ever agree on. Someone needs to punch Sean in his face. So the next scene we have is Sarah coming out of the hospital, and she's, God bless it, high. And we all are like, doctrine sanctioned, cloud dwelling is also great, and he's like all of a sudden worried she's going to become like a meth head again. And she's like, I just had my skin on my chest stretched and then something stuffed inside and sewn together. I'm not going to become a meth head again. I just need to not feel the pain. This is not the time for him to be talking to her about former drug abuse or current, maybe future drug abuse. So they pick up the baby and she's like, you think she's hungry? And Sean doesn't know. Any questions that she's asking Sean about that baby, he has no idea. But of course he's not going to say that. He's like, no, I think she's fine, because he doesn't probably know how to make the bottle. He's like, then I'm going to have to make the bottle. I don't want to do that because I'm Sean. So they get to the house. She gets propped up in the bed. And Adelaide is like, I see you, Mom. Pick me up. But we know Adelaide is a healthy 50 pounds, okay? A healthy 50 pounds. Maybe not 50, maybe like a good 45. And Sarah can't pick her up. And so Sean is like, excuse me, Sarah, do I just put it straight on her body, or do I put it on here? And the truth is that he doesn't know, because who knows if Sean uses a washcloth, Maybe Sean just puts it on his body and rubs it in. Now, I personally can't do that. I don't know if it's the melanin and it's the dead skin that's coming off of my body, or it is the actual dirt of the world sticking to my lotion. But when I get in a shower and I use a white washcloth, or I use some scrubby gloves, and I look at the water, I look at the washcloth, it is evident that dirt has been removed. So I can't just I just can't rub it on my skin and hope for the best. Okay, every day I got to get in there. So maybe he doesn't know that. And he's like, what do I do with this baby? So it's so funny. And I think that was the end of their segment. Actually, the last note I put is that I want to punch him in the face. So great. I remembered more than what I wrote down. Next couple that we are going to talk about are Brittany and Marcelino, because girl, who cares? I have never been let down by these two. And in today's episode, or last Friday's episode, girl, let down. It was so boring. No, Kelly did that. I'm awake. Wake up. I'm just kidding. Wake up, I'm awake. No, of course Kelly did all that. He didn't do anything physical with them kids. I don't know. He had some kind of childhood trauma where his dad was mean to him, so he didn't want to be around kids because he didn't want to be mean to them. So all he did was pay for stuff. High dress your age? Yes, definitely bored to death. So, girl, they have the wedding. It's cute or whatever. He tries to pick her up. He can't. She's too thick. And they fall. And then 2 months later, we get an update and he's cheating on her. Or at least her version of cheating. He's apparently talking to women in his phone. And he's talking about how he's like, you can't change who you are. And I tried to be a family man. And I can't say that I regret this situation because me and Brittany, we love each other. But, I made the mistakes that I made. Like, he just can't even say, listen, I was an asshole. And after renewing my vows, or during renewing my vows, like, it just makes me feel great to have other women pay attention to me because my wife is like bigger now. She's got these 3 kids that are hanging all over her and I'm not as attracted to it. And like, the truth is that I want to be open marriaged. I want to be polyamorous. I want to be able to have my cake and eat it too. Why didn't he just say that? He didn't say that though. He didn't. So anyways, I think they're broken up and they're no longer our 90 Day Fiance, like, great story. Now Puppy and Amber have taken the lead for the the Love After Lockup. Great story. Okay. Next couple that we're going to talk about is Montana Mills and his wife, Juju. So these fools go to Vegas. He does a show, and then I don't have a picture of them. She proposes, or he proposes in front of a like crowd of like middle-aged white ladies, and she's happy about it. And Mocha's upset, and that's the end of that. Okay, let's move on to Puppy and Amber. Oh my God, this was riveting. Puppy and Amber single-handedly saved this show. I mean, it was fantastic. So Puppy and Amber and Queen are sitting on the chair waiting for TC to come in because they've already realized that he's here. So they do that. And he actually, let's wait for just 1 second. Excuse me, guys. I got to take things off. I realize I have things going on. Let me just do these things. I'm not quite prepared. Hold on just a second. I'll be right back, okay? Okay, very sorry about that. I'm so sorry. All right, let's talk about Amber and TC. So, Amber, Puppy, Queen, sitting on the couch waiting for TC to come in. He comes in and he's like acting all nonchalant, like he doesn't really care. And she's like, "Can I talk to TC by myself?" And Queen's like, to TC, right? So Amber and TC talk, and at first they start to argue, and they start to yell at each other. And then TC yells and walks towards Amber. Amber pops up and yells and walks towards him. I said, "That's right, Amber. Do not back down. Tell that man that he's wrong and you needed the love and support, and he didn't provide it." Okay? That's what happened. That is what happened. And so then she gets very upset. And she goes into the kitchen, the bathroom, and she's like, "I can't take this anymore. I can't take this, and I need a moment. I need a moment. I can't breathe. I can't breathe." And Puppy's like, "Amber, Amber, come and give me a hug. Give me a hug, Amber. Okay, Queen, just go get her a cigarette. I'm her girlfriend, and leave this. I have her. Okay, Amber." It's like Puppy cannot wait to like swoop in and save the day, but like her saving is like lukewarm. You know what I'm saying? Her handshake is like a limp wrist. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I shook someone's hand today, like another Black woman. And I was like, "Hi," like, I am in my building. I am a Black woman who is a manager, right? So I'm a Black woman in leadership. So I went to shake another Black woman's hand, and she was like, to me, and I was like, anyways, so that's what Puppy is to Amber, trying to support her, right? And so Queen is trying to like be Queen, and support it. So she goes off and finds a cigarette, and Amber tells the camera that she needs to stop. She tells the producer she needs to like chill out for a bit. I can't imagine having a full-on argument with my boyfriend in our living room with a hot ass light on me and at least 2 people. You guys know that there are at least 2 people who are following around the cameraman and a producer. And let me tell you, it's not 2. It is 2 producers and a cameraman. That's a lot of people following you around, listening to you yell. So anyways, that's what happens. And they end up coming together at the end, and basically he ends up crying. He ends up just being like, I don't know how to emotion, because then it comes up and then it's like you can't let it. It's like, I was like, wow, this man has got a lot of trauma. He has got a lot of trauma. And I think Amber has evolved as a human to the point where she could not and recognized her value in the situation. This was her first relationship where the guy wasn't a complete loser. And so she leaned into that because she thought, this is where I belong. But when he didn't support her through the hardest thing she's ever been through, she chose herself. And it is such a testament to any young girl out there, or a not young girl, any woman out there, or any man, or any person. Let's be inclusive, because we're inclusive on this channel. Any person out there who feels that they need to do whatever the anecdotal society tells, or stories, or, you know what I mean? Like, tell us that we just need to be there for a man and we need to be strong for him. No, you don't need to be there for anybody who isn't going to show up for you. And TC didn't show up for her, and she thought she deserved better. And I said, Amber truly is on the road to recovery, because people who don't think they deserve better are always the ones who are addicts of some kind, who get caught up in numbing their pains because they don't think they deserve better. So 21, can you do some for me? I love this song. So anyways, I love that part. I don't know if I love that song. So that's the end of that segment. And it was great. He's like, I'll pay for that truck. She's like, give my $5,000. Check my name out that truck. I said, yeah, girl. I mean, that's how you know she went in deep, right? Because you don't. Cardinal rule number 1, and the one thing that I will always tell any young person who comes to me for advice: don't put your name in with someone else unless you're married. And even then, think twice. Do not put your name on anything for anyone. Don't do it. Don't do it. Like, I knew somebody when she was in her like mid-20s, her mother remembered her social security number and got a cable in that woman's name. And I said, oh no. Listen, people grow up with all types of parents. And I had my struggles with my mother. But never would she ever get utilities in my name because she fucked up her credit. Never. I mean, I have never had those financial situations. My parents have always been financially relatively stable. We have, and it's a blessing. I know some people can't help it and shit happens to them, but when you be taking your child's social security number, that's a whole other level. That is a whole other level. Girl, do not go in on someone and put your credit on anything. I'm telling you, my first car that I bought on my own, my mom was the second on it. And she was like, okay, you better pay your bill. And I was like, I will always pay my bills. And I never defaulted on that for her, ever. And then now I can get my own car in my name. So who was it earlier that said, how did I get to Minnesota? Who was it that said it earlier? Anyways, girl, let me find you. Who said it? One of the reasons why I like it here is because I am able to be a full adult here. In California, I would never have made enough, at least at this level, to be able to truly afford to live by myself in California. And it's not like you have to be rich, but you do have to be making over 100. Personally, for Wahima Lino to be comfortable, would need to make 100K or more, would need to make 6 figures or more, right? And I'm on my way there, but I can actually live comfortable on my salary here, which I couldn't do in Cali. So it's crazy how leaving an expensive state will get you to realize how folks are actually surviving out there. Like, and I'm going to say this, and this is kind of crazy, but for the first time in my life, I'm like, I can truly make it on my own. Whereas in California, I was always kind of trying to look for somebody to help me. Whereas here, I'm like, oh, I don't need anyone. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. This was a nice date, but like I have choices here. But anyways, let's move on to Cameron and Eris. So, y'all, the sisters get there and they are fantastic. Okay. His sisters are quite great and snatched. You know what I'm saying? Snatched. So, sisters there in all white. They bring him a bottle of Patron. The other sister has on like a plant themed tube piece. And the sister gets there and they bought him Patron. I said that already. And he immediately starts taking shots, right? And they realize that he has like a genuine alcohol problem and they start to like yell at him about it. And he gets upset and he's like, I'm not scared of nobody. I ain't never been upset or acting. So he said something which was like crazy. What did he say? He said, I have never been. Common sense will tell you. Okay, let me just read my notes. Here are my notes. Sisters come over. Ring-a-ling-ling. Kay and Steph. Eris goes back to the stuffed cookies place to get some cookies for the sisters' arrival. And one says, they start to get into an argument, and really he wants actual credit for getting a home and like moving out and getting a job. And he wants credit for something that his sisters don't think he deserves credit for. But I see Cameron, as much as he gets on my nerves, I see Cameron actually asking for the support and the love that he requires. He wants everybody to recognize the fact that he hasn't messed up, because in his mind, he's messed up faster in the past. And the fact that he's lasted this long without being, I don't know, crazy makes him feel good. And I think that sometimes you have to meet people where they are, because if you don't acknowledge the wins that some people have had, then they're going to stop trying to win. And I think that Cameron is one of those people who's actually saying, like, I need y'all to acknowledge the fact that I've been doing good before you criticize me. And they're like, and do better, do the best, do more. And I thought that was funny. So he tells them about a story, how he peed in the closet and that he's going to AA meetings. And I'm like, then they're like, well, why didn't you tell us this? Why didn't you say, nah, sis, like, I'm going to give you back this bottle. I don't know how to handle it. And he's like, well, you shouldn't have brought it. And they're like, you should have said something. Which I thought is crazy for him to make that argument. So he's still got problems. And listen, if I were Eris, it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me, girl. So they then go to dinner. Eris and the father and Lena are there. And the sisters are really excited for Lena. They're really cute with her. And she is excited for them. And they exchange phone numbers. It's just all a cute situation. And Lena's like, I asked for strawberry lemonade. And this man, in an effort to show everyone what a great father he is, he's like, hey, can you come here real quick? Meanwhile, the lady's literally coming over there with their drinks. She's not even finished serving them. So Eris has got she got her work cut out for her. So like all the best, you know what I'm saying? Like I was like, that's the one thing I'm gonna tell you right now, is that whenever the check comes, I get really anxious. Not because I'm like, oh my God, I hope he pays. I'm like, oh my God, I hope he tips. Don't get me wrong. There's been times when I've been like, I always bring cash so I can tip extra. I always bring cash so I can tip extra, because I don't trust men with tipping. Not all men. I don't trust some men with tipping. I do offer the tip to tip, Jasmine. Some men are like, nah. And some men I'm like, no, you pay, you know. I offered to tip once, and the person was like, why? Like, I mean, it was a long pause. It was a long pause. And I was like, because I feel like I get guilty. I feel guilty after a certain amount of dates and they keep paying for stuff. I'm like, I just want to show you that I'm not trying to use you. Like, I just feel like this need to like show them I'm not trying to use them. I want to show you I'm not trying to use you. And so I get like anxious and I'm like, I just want to show you, like, it's been 5 dates. Like, I got this, I can tip. And he was like, no. And then never saw me after that. That fucked it up. That messed it up. Never saw him again. I was like, I don't know. I get so confused because I hear men complaining on this side, but then I hear men like telling me to like slap my hand. And I had one good friend who was like, you will never pay for anything with you. And this was my friend. I don't know. It's like some men I believe it with and some men I don't. Is that weird? Like my friend, I was like, oh, great. Because I completely trusted him and I know that, and it's not, there was nothing on the line. There was no stakes, you know? It's not like he would stop being my friend. Whereas like a guy you're dating will stop dating you, you know? Oh, girl, stop being a pick-me. That's why I moved to Minnesota where I can afford my own shit and I don't need you. Okay, so next couple that we're going to talk about is Taylor and Chance. I'm going to tell you right now, Taylor really disappointed me. I don't even need to tell y'all what happened. You know what happened, right? She disappointed me. This man wakes up at his friend's house. His friend's like, you got to get the F out. Okay, I got to go to work. Then they sit on the porch and the friend tells Chance all about himself. He reads him his rights. Meanwhile, there's a cat on this man's chest. I need for all of you to know that when we're watching these shows and there is a cat, that I have thoughts. This cat was like, the man was trying to talk and the cat was like, I was like, dang. The cat was just, oh, it was so much cat in that moment. So, and so Chance starts to pet the cat, and the cat is just like, girl, I don't need you. So he drops Chance off at his car, and Chance is like, hey, baby. And we think, like, for a second he's talking to Taylor. It's not Taylor. It's the car. He gets to the house. He pulls in the driveway. He calls Taylor from the driveway. Okay. And Taylor's, hello. After what he put her through last night. And I'm going to, listen, I've never had a baby. I've never had 4 babies. I've never had a baby daddy. I don't know what it's like chemically to go through a situation and have somebody's baby and have them be there and then have them mess up before the baby's born and after the baby's born. I don't know. I just don't know the hardship that Taylor is going through to the point where she would answer his phone call. Last night was too much for me. I don't want that. But I also don't know what it's like to be Taylor. I don't know what it's like. So she brings him back in the house. She lets him hold his child, in which that child is precariously hanging on to his father's chest. Like the whole time I was nervous for that child to be on that man's stinking ass bar smoke chest. Could you imagine the smell that baby was inhaling? She let that man lay on her bed with all of his bar rolling around in his friend's house, cat hair. She let that man lay in his bed. And I thought the most unsanitary place that I can think of is right there in between Taylor and Chance. So, girl, couldn't be me. So that's them. Now we have Derek and Monique. Derek is like, Monique, come over here and meet me over here because I love you. Come over here and meet me over here. I stay over here for you. I stay over here for you, Monique. It's not like that. It's not like that, Monique. He calls her Monique. So she's like, Derek, I don't know. It is what it is, Derek. I don't know. But she's gonna show up. So he's set a time and a place for them to meet. They go to that place, they meet there. She's a little late. He takes her to the ice skating rink, and he is like upset that she won't try to ice skate. And listen, there was a time in my life where I wouldn't have understood, besides the fact that she wasn't dressed for it, the ergonomics of it, I wouldn't have understood why she wouldn't have wanted to go ice skating. But if she's never been ice skating, do you think that she wants to have her first time ice skating in front of a camera crew and her ex or her boyfriend? It's not the place. It's not the place for experimenting. It's not the time for experimenting. And he's like, come on, Monique, I never done this before. And he's so small that he could use like a little kitty toy to do it. The support that you give a child or me, because last time I went ice skating, girl, I was like, oh, it's like roller skating, right? And someone's like, yeah, it's not. It's not. They lied. They lied. So she's like not going into the rink, and then he's inside of the rink. Instead of coming out and proposing to her on solid ground, he chooses to propose to her while he is inside of the rink on skates, and she is on the other side. And she's like, of course she's going to marry him. Monique is obsessed with drama, and Derek is dramatic. And that's all that she wants in her life. She wants is a little lock-wearing, big-eyed drama king. And that is exactly what he is. And she said, yes. And she was like, I was really about to come over here and break up with you. Okay, girl. Okay. Oh, you were supposed to come over here and break up with him? Okay. Girl, if you're getting the hee hee ha ha's from any of this and you want to give your girl a tip, you can do so down below. Oh, thank you so much, Kristen Jones. I appreciate it. Kristen Jones gave me a little sign, and I appreciate it so much. So thank you to those of you who do so. If I don't thank you here, I will definitely thank you on the app. So I appreciate it. So fashion, music, art lover. Monique is not leaving Derek because this is probably the most attention she's ever got from a man in her life. Shots fired! Boop, 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 boop. Dang! Read her rights. Oyster matata to ato. Hello. Matatoao. Matato ato. Matato ato. Haven't watched a single episode, but I'm living for this. You're welcome. Wow, I swear you are. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it. Why is she not embarrassed to put a hidden camera, but too embarrassed to fall like we all would? Ooh, embarrassed. So that's the end of their segment. Who else am I missing? Anybody interesting? Oh, Lindsay and Blaine. Girl, Lindsay was rude to Blaine when he got to the house, and he dang called her basically a like prison hoe, and was like, girl, I can't make the money that you can make. And the fact that you're upset when I was paying all the bills, I was putting food on the table, I was putting cigarettes and vapes in the mouth, okay? I was putting gas in the car. I was doing all of this. She has a whole blow up, and at the end, she's like, you're right. I love you. Listen, Lindsay is made for TV, but I'm sorry. I just can't watch too much of it, right? All of it's so fake, and she's overreacting. It's like Lindsay's always up here. There's never levels to it. It is, you lied to me. Okay, I love you again. You didn't do this to the house. Okay, I loved again. You didn't tell me about the thing. You paid off all your debt so that you and I could have a clear future together. And I'm pissed because by you clearing off your debt means that you can't help me in this moment. I said, girl, look at the big picture. Look at the situation down the line. He's making it so that he could be the legit person in the relationship so y'all could build something. And you are mad at him because he can't help you right now in this moment. And y'all will be fine in Alabama or Mississippi or wherever you are where the cost of living is relatively low. You will be fine. So it's a lot. It's just like there's no levels to it. You know, it's just all like, I'm angry. Okay, I love you again. I'm angry. Okay, I love you again. You lied to me. Okay, I love you again. You didn't help me do anything. Okay. The man comes in the house and he's like, first of all, he's throwing toilets into a bonfire, and we are very confused. We think he's destroying the house that they put together. She calls him and she's like, come over to the rental. Okay, I want to talk to you. He gets there and she's like, what have you been doing all day? And he's like, I've been doing wrong. And she was like, oh, nothing? That's what I hear you say is nothing. He gonna tell her, listen, I'm not like you. Okay, I can't sit behind prison and sell my pretty little to people and get people to give me money. And she's like, don't talk to me. And I'm like, why'd you get upset? That's what you do. You be tricking. Ain't no shame in your name. If these men are fool enough, take their money. That's all he's saying. Is I can't do that. I mean, he did say it in a way that was a little like, but it's all truth. Anyways, at the end, she says she loves him and they move on to the sunset. That's it. Oh my God, I'm done. All right, guys, let's be done. Let me move on with my life. We got to talk about 90 Day Fiance left. Yes, left. Next. Jesus. We got to talk about 90 Day Fiance next. So everybody, go and get yourself a 40. Let's meet back here in about 15 minutes, okay? Okay? All right, you guys. Thank you for joining me. This was a great season. Y'all have been fantastic. Remember to be you, be true, and find your place. Bye. Jump in the line. Rock your body on time. Okay, I believe you. Jump in the line.